Welcome to the month of April. I pray for everyone watching this live that April will be the best month that you have had yet. April will be better than January, it will be better than February, it will be better than March. I pray for peace, prosperity, success, breakthrough, testimony. Okay. I pray that whatever it is that you have desires, you will get it in this April. Anywhere that you're lacking, you will begin to experience an overflow. I pray that your cup will run over in this April. I pray that the peace of the Lord will continually abide with you in this April. This April will go from glory to glory. In this April, evil plans will not come to pass in our lives. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. So it's a new month, okay? A new month, and I'm so excited. This is currently 15 minutes past 2 a.m. and I couldn't sleep. I was just on the bed, turning and tossing, turning and tossing. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just come on live and see if anyone is awake by this time. I just felt it in my mind, in my heart that I should just do this, and I thought, why not? What do I stand to lose if I do it? But if I don't do it, I probably will never know what would have come out of it when I do it. Okay, so yeah, I am. And that's something I would like to advise for the new month. If you feel something strongly in your heart, okay, if you feel to do something strongly in your heart, then don't despise the voice that you're hearing. Just go ahead and do that thing as much as you can, because you never know what might come out of it. Some of us in life, we are too self-conscious, okay? And because we are too self-conscious, we miss out on certain opportunities. I thought about that too, that there are certain opportunities that, or there are certain times that I felt like, okay, if I wasn't too self-conscious, if I wasn't too shy, too introverted, if I didn't feel too preserved, I would have been able to do some certain things that may have elevated my life better. Okay, like public speaking, for example, like standing up for myself. That standing up for myself is very, very important. Now that I think about it, there are so many times that I wish that I had stood up for myself in certain circumstances, but I didn't and I couldn't because I was so much younger. But now, as an adult, I know the advantages of standing up for myself. I know the advantages of speaking up for yourself. Hi to everyone joining the live. Happy new month. Welcome to the month of April. It's past 2 a.m. in my side. I don't know what time it is in your side. So why are you awake? Do you care to share? Do you care to share why you're awake by this time? Welcome to the month of April. I pray April is the best month for everybody. I pray that we achieve all our goals, and I just wish everyone the best basically. And in the month of April, as much as you want to follow your heart, don't forget to do what is right. Don't forget to always listen to your conscience and listen to your instincts. Okay, the only way this month can even be better than the last month is if you do something this month that you didn't do last month. Okay, after every month, it's important that you sit down and take account of how the last month went and decide the things that you will do again and the things that you shouldn't do again. Okay, the things that you shouldn't do again and the things that you should do differently this month. That's the only way for you to have a better month than the last month that you had. But if you just repeat the things that you did last month, then this month will probably be the same as last month. But today is the first, okay, 1st of April. So it's like a blank page. It's like a new page in the year, a new chapter in the year, and the power to write this chapter the way you want it to be ultimately lies in your hands. Of course, God is involved, okay, but we also have a role to play to make sure that this month is better than the last month. You can start by writing out your goals. What do you want to achieve this month? Okay, what new habits do you want to form this month? It could be waking up early, it could be reading harder, it could be networking, okay, talking to more people in a day. How many people do you want to reach out to in a day? It could be for business purposes, it could be for social purposes. Sometimes we focus so much on growing our business that we forget that we also need to grow our personal lives and social brands. For example, you're single and you are looking at getting into a relationship, or you're looking at getting married. How many people do you talk to in a day? Okay, how many people do you reach out to? How many people do you come across? Are you joining new groups? Are you involving yourself in new activities? What are you doing to grow yourself or position yourself in such a way that your spouse would come across you and your spouse would see you? So these are the things that we need to consider. Hi, Team Laz. How are you? Happy new month. Where are you? Where are you joining my life from? What's your location? Okay, I'm alright. I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking. I'm doing great, but it's past 2 a.m. here and I can't sleep. So I just said let me come and have a chat with everyone online. Can I what? Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay, don't worry. God will definitely provide for you in this new month. Okay, don't worry at all. All your heart desires will definitely come to pass. Just work harder. Okay. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, but God will definitely provide. Just pray and He will answer you and meet you at the point of your need. Okay. Take care of yourself. So yeah, as I was saying, new months though new months are not like you don't just wake up and because it's a new month you automatically become a new person. Okay, the only thing that's going to change you is changing your habits, changing your lifestyle, working on your mindset. Because sometimes some situations, okay, the way your perspective on life actually determines how things are. For example, if a situation or if something happens, the way two people would explain that thing that happened would probably be different, right? The way two people would react to the same situation would be different because the way we see things ultimately determine how we react in life, right? You can decide to see things positively and you can decide to see things negatively. You can decide to overreact, you can decide not to, right? So the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to train ourselves to have a very, very positive mindset. That's like the best thing that we can do for ourselves, to train ourselves to always see the good in every situation, to train ourselves to always see like the bright light in any circumstance that we find ourselves in. Now, another thing about life is that you can be aiming for something while also working on yourself. For example, you're aiming to get like a 9 to 5 job. You can still do something on the side to support yourself financially before that job comes through. Okay. Also, while you're, let's say you want to get married, while you're waiting on getting like the spouse that you think will be good for you, you can still work on yourself to be a better husband, to be a better wife. As much as you're praying to God to give you what you want Him to give you also need to be preparing yourself to receive that thing. Okay, you cannot want like a very high paying job, but you have low paying skills. Okay, you cannot want to be like a CEO or a founder and you don't have the skills that will make you a CEO or a founder. You're not reading and educating yourself, you're not expanding your knowledge, but you just want to occupy a position that demands you to be knowledgeable, but you've not worked on yourself to such an extent that you are equipped for that role. Okay, that sometimes is the problem. We're not ready to receive what we are asking for. Yeah, let me just put it that way. Sometimes we're not ready to receive what it is that we're asking God for. Okay, so if you work on yourself, you realize that even on the process, on the journey, you would even get that thing. Okay, yes, that's just something that I've noticed. Hi, thank you for joining my live. Happy new month. How are you doing? Don't be shy. You can drop a comment in the comment box. I'm here to actually relate to everyone. It's a new month. I just wanted to see who is online at this time. Welcome to the month of April. That's the fourth month in the year. You have goals, you have dreams. What are you working on at the moment? What are you aiming for? Okay, I think dreams and goals are such a big part of our lives, but they keep us going, they keep us active, they give us something that we can look forward to. Yeah. And there's also another thing that I wanted to say. Yeah, sometimes I come on this live just to interact, but everyone is not interacting with me yet, maybe because I'm still a small account, and like I said earlier, I'm still trying to build my community on here. But then, if you guys don't interact with me the way that you should, you just keep me talking, and so even some things that I don't want to discuss everything in one live, I have to because you guys are not responding. So please, if you join the live, the least you can do is drop a comment, you can subscribe, you can give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. To really encourage me. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's the only way that I can keep coming on live. Because if I feel like no one is interested, then I won't be coming on here as much as I should. Normally in a day I go on live like 2 or 3 times, like in a good day. But like I wasn't live 2 days ago because I felt like you guys were not really engaging. But I think it depends on the time. This is midnight actually. Hi Tyrol. Tyrol. Is that the pronunciation Tyrol? Is that correct? Tyrol or Tyrol? Sigma. Why? Tyrol Sigma. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining my live. Where are you joining from? Tyrone. Is that correct? Is that correct? Tyrone. Ty- I'm not even getting that right. Tyrone, where are you joining from? What's your location? And wow, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Uh really grateful. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks a lot. It's not every day that you receive a compliment from someone. So yeah, thank you so much. Um, I'm grateful. Thank you for joining my live. Happy New Month. Are you? Did you fast? Did you celebrate the Eid? Did you celebrate Eid Mubarak? Abi, right? Yeah, Eid Mubarak. Or are you Christian? Did you celebrate the holidays? Okay. That's nice. Happy festivities. Hope you had a nice time celebrating with your family and your loved ones. Okay. I wish you all the happiness in the world. I wish you peace, strength, and I wish you favor and all the good things of life. Okay, I pray that your life keeps getting better day by day. I pray for clarity for you. I pray that whatever it is that you're confused about, I pray that you get clarity on it. I pray for the grace for you to be able to make the right decisions in every moment of your life. And may God be with you, Tyrone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. Yeah. So another thing that I want to talk about is accepting how we are. I feel like some people have a hard time accepting themselves for who they are. Right? Some people don't love themselves as much as they should. Maybe because they didn't receive a lot of love when they were growing up, right? That's possible. But then again, okay, Tyrone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give this video a thumbs up, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself. Bye. Yes, as I was saying, oh, okay, thanks a lot. I appreciate you, Tyrone. Take care of yourself, and we'll see each other some other time. Okay, anytime you see me on live, feel free to join in. Feel free to say hi because you're my friend now, whether you know it or not. So feel free to say hi anytime you see me on live, and I'll be looking forward to the next time that we can communicate with each other. Okay, take care of yourself. Stay nice, stay peaceful, stay loving. Till we till next time. Okay. Yes, as I was saying, some of us are not very comfortable with how we are, maybe how we look, how we talk, which is not really I understand actually for someone who grew up a bit awkwardly and I still feel awkward from time to time, that's very understandable, right? People have different childhood traumas. People have different things that affect how they see themselves and how they see the world. But I'm just trying to say that the older you get, like when you're young, when you're like under 20 years old, you can blame other people for how your life is, how your life has turned out, and the choices that you make. But the older you get, the more you realize that you are responsible for how you get to a certain age that you just become responsible for how your life looks. You become responsible for how your life is, and you become responsible for the choices that you make, okay? Because you get to a certain age where you can now make your choices by yourself, okay? You cannot be 25, 30, and you're telling me that what someone else did is affecting you. No. At that age, your life is now kind of in your hands. You have your autonomy of decision, right? Whatever childhood traumas that you had, it is now your responsibility to unlearn those habits that you learned as a child, right? Then you didn't have a choice. But when you're in your mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s, you now have a choice. You have power over yourself. You can decide to rebuild yourself. You can decide to remake yourself. You can decide to become a new person based on your habits, based on your choices, based on your decisions. You can transform yourself and be a new person. The child that you were that was traumatized, the child that you were that was awkward, the child that you were that didn't have social skills does not need to grow into the adult that you are now. You can let go of that child, you can change, you can transform yourself, you can be the person that you've always wanted to be. But maybe because of your parents, maybe because of your environment, maybe because of your own awkwardness, you cannot be the person that you've always dreamed to be. But you get to a certain age that you can now decide and you can make that decision for yourself. And how do you do that? There's certain steps. You can start by unlearning the things that you've learned before, because habits are not something we learn in a day. Habits are something that has been instilled in us over time because of continuous repetition. So that habit has been instilled in you. That habit has become a part of you, and it's definitely going to be hard for you to stop that habit or for you to break free, right? But you can decide to unlearn that. It's not something that can be done in a day either, because you didn't learn those habits in a day. But when you get to the point where you realize that, okay, this habit is derailing my life, you already set free. As once you recognize and you realize the things that you should not be doing, that's already a broad step, okay? That's the first step to change, realizing the things that you shouldn't be doing and realizing the habits that you need to unlearn, right? So once you realize what you unlearn, after you unlearn certain habits, you cannot leave your habit bank vacant. You cannot leave your habit bank empty. You need to learn some other habits to replace the ones that you let go of, okay? As human beings, we are very behavioral. We all have behaviors, and our behaviors are characteristics. These are the things that make up our personality. Everybody has a personality. I'm saying that the personality that you had last year does not need to be the personality that you have next year, okay? Whatever personality that you have should be the personality that is going to make you become the person that you want to be. So it even starts from you having a goal, it starts from you having a vision, it starts from you understanding your purpose. When you understand your purpose, you can now envision yourself, you can see yourself in the way that you want to be in the future, right? Now you start thinking, how do I become this person that I want to be? Okay, how do I become this person that that I think I should be, that I think I was created to be? And that's when you begin to unlearn and relearn in relation to the person that you want to be, in relation to the kind of person that you hope to become, right? For example, you want to be let's say you want to be a founder, right? You want to be somebody important in society, you want to be a politician or anything like that. Okay, you want to be a person of value, you want to be a person that other people can look up to, you want to be a high ranking person in your field or whatever it is. We all have different goals that are so valid, okay? Now it is left to you to become that person that fits into that position that you want to hold, okay? And I'm saying that you cannot blame your childhood. Like you get to a certain age, you can no longer blame your parents, okay? Quite all right, they were valid in, training you into being the person that you are now, the person that you don't like. But I'm saying that moving forward, you no longer have to be the person that you don't like. It's not something that can be done in a day, it's not something that can be done in 2 days, it's not something that can be done overnight. But the moment you recognize it and you start working towards it, it becomes very, very possible, because every day you make progress into being the kind of person that you want to be. For me, like me, for example, I always use myself as an example, because they had told me some 3, 4 years ago that I would be able to talk for even 5, 10, 15 minutes without looking at a script, that the ideas would just be flowing from my head. I may have doubted you, okay, because I was not good with my words, I was not good with speech, I didn't have any confidence. But these are things that I've learned over time by building up myself, by reading books, by continuous practice. Okay, you can read as much as you want to do, but theory can never be compared to practice. Okay, there are some people that know certain things based on reading, based on theory, but you can never compare to someone that's experienced this thing. Okay, like people in the classroom and people on the field, two very different things. Okay, people on the field will always have an advantage over the people in the classroom. If you are on the field, if you are experiencing life, you don't necessarily need the theory of it, because you know the practical, and the practical is the most important thing. Like they say, practice brings about improvement, right? So the more you practice something, the more you get better at it, right? That's the only way that you can improve yourself. So I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm definitely not where I used to be. Even 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, I was so terrible at speech. 2 years ago, I could not have a conversation like this. 2 years ago, I could not stand in front of a crowd and say what I needed to say. I could not pass out ideas. Okay, I could think on my feet, right? Like I always knew where my voice is going. I'm so sorry. Am I losing my voice? I don't know if I am, but my throat is a bit cracked. So let me just round up this live, anyways. What was I saying? The ways that I practiced on myself, the way that I got better was by continuous practice. And I started in my local area. For example, in church, I started to get up and contribute. I started to get up and speak, and it was more manageable for me, because in my church, in the youth church, the younger adult church, we are about, let's say, 40 people, 50 people max. So it was easier for me to practice with a smaller audience, right? I started to speak in little groups. Whenever I was invited to a gathering, or if I went somewhere, I used to get up and speak. I used to air my ideas, whether they were right or not. The most important thing for me at that point was just building confidence. And that's something that I tell people, you cannot always focus on quality. Sometimes you have to focus on quantity till you get to a stage where you are quality. That's in fact that's something that I've learned to practice by myself. You cannot always focus on quality, because sometimes you don't have what it takes to be quality, and that's fact. You don't have the resources, you don't have the confidence, you don't have the mindset, you don't have the sharp thinking, you don't have the networking, you don't have the crowd and everything to be quality yet. So before you become a person of quality, you first need to be quantity. Okay, and it is while you're being quantity, attending events, networking, working on yourself, building on yourself more, putting yourself out there as much and as possible as you can, that is when you can now become quality. You become quality in the process. You don't wake up one day and just become quality overnight. No, nobody wakes up, nobody is born quality. People learn the things. And if other people can learn it, then you also can learn it. It's the same way, no, okay, some people were born famous, but many of the famous people that we know today were not born famous. In the last 1, 2 years, we've seen so many people become famous suddenly. We've seen so many people become popular with social media, with things like that. So if they can do it, you definitely can also do it. Okay. There's something that is on my YouTube bio now. It says consistency, because at this point in time in my life, that's where I'm at. Okay. Though I try to be as quality as I can, but I'm also looking at quantity. Right. That's why I said consistency. I'm trying to put myself out there as much as I can. Okay, without harming myself, at the same time without feeling like I'm slacking behind. Okay, I'm just trying to put myself out there as much as I can authentically. Okay, I'm doing my best to be true to myself. I don't want to present an image of myself that I know is not true to who I am at my very core. Okay, sometimes I do that, and it's like an unconscious misrepresentation of ourselves. There's something I posted on my thread. Yes, I'm active on a lot of social medias. Okay, there's something I posted on my thread account. I said, Everything that you post out there gives the audience, gives the public an idea, a perception of who you are. For everything that you post online, it adds to your reputation. Some of us may not know it, some of us may not realize it, but everything that you post online adds to your reputation. So you really have to be conscious of the kind of content that you are putting out. As much as you want to put yourself out there, you also need to make sure that you're putting yourself out there authentically. You need to make sure that you're putting yourself out there in such a way that you are accurately represented. So if an opportunity comes that is in line with how you have presented yourself, people know that you are the right person for the candidate. Okay. If you put yourself out there in a way that is not true to who you are at the very core, now if an opportunity comes and you are given that opportunity, you might be forced to be someone that you're not, just so you can go in line with the content that you posted about yourself. I don't know if you understand me. So, but let me just take that again. If you replay the live, I believe you can watch it much slower so you can understand better. What I'm saying is that if you put yourself out there in a way that is not true to who you really are, and then you get an opportunity in line with how you have presented yourself, you would have to keep pretending. Okay, if you pretend the first time, you pretend the second time, and you have to keep pretending because that's not who you really are. But if you show up as your authentic self, you will never have to pretend. I think that's the most beautiful thing about being online. I think that's the most beautiful thing about social media because you can go viral or you can become popular for who you really are. So you never have to pretend a day in your life. Okay, that's what they say. Show up as your authentic self. So anyone that connects with you, anyone that wants to relate with you, they know exactly who you are, and you can attract your tribe for who you really are. But when you put out a false image of yourself, the people that you attract are not really attracted to you for who you really are. Okay, that's I see that being an issue in the workplace, in marriages, in social settings, in professional settings. Because if you misrepresent yourself, the person that the audience is meeting is not who you really are. You're meeting somebody that doesn't exist, and you have to keep up with that facade day in, day out. And over time, it becomes a struggle. You might even lose your identity in the whole facade. So yeah, I think that's enough talking for one night. Anybody can go back and replay the whole discussion. I didn't even plan to talk as much this night, but like the words just kept flowing in my head, and I really don't know who this live is for, but I believe that I said something meaningful that someone is definitely going to find helpful. If not today, then maybe next month or whenever. But I believe there's something in this live that someone has heard or listened to that'll be very, very useful for them. So feel free to play the live back again. There's so much that I've said in this 20 minutes. Thank you to everyone who joined the live. Please don't be shy to say hi. Okay, whenever you join my live, don't be shy to say hi. Don't be shy to leave a comment. Don't be shy to subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm very outgoing and loving. I always love to connect to everyone that joins my live. I really appreciate you taking time out to just be here. It's late and I couldn't sleep, and I felt it in my heart to just come on live and say everything that I just said. Okay, I didn't even have a topic or anything. Everything just flowed through my mind. So that's the Holy Spirit at work right there. So I'm so grateful. I appreciate everyone. I will be ending the live now. Thank you for joining, and I will see everyone later in the day. Do have a joyous April. Do have a lovely month. Take care of yourself. Bye.